Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to What You Want. Thanks for logging on. Today we are looking at the IWC Ingenieur Automatic Carbon Performance Ceramic Forged Carbon, reference IW322404. You can see this 1 of 1000 2014 limited edition and purchase it on our website, whatyouwant.com. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, What You Want Inc. Now, this is the first ever video filmed for this channel with a digital SLR featuring image tracking, autofocus, and image stabilization. I've swapped up my backdrop so that the camera can resolve the watch and track it more accurately. So the look's changed, the quality's there. If you've got the resolution and the bandwidth at home, crank this one up, and I thank all you guys for bearing with me through my iPhone days. This is the dawn of a new era. So you can see on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. The watch definitely has a full-bodied modern flavor to it, clearly influenced by Gerald Genta's 1970s Ingenieur SL. This is nevertheless a very modern and oversized sports watch. 46 millimeters across the round of the case. It's a rather generous 57 millimeters from extremity to extremity, but I want to emphasize that because the lugs are underslung, you can see the pivot points underneath the lugs themselves. It's actually more like a 52 from lug to lug because the fact that the actual strap is sort of countersunk into the flank of the case. There's a little scalloped and evacuated channel where the strap sits, allowing the watch to actually span less than 57 across the wrist and easily fold around a smaller, more tightly bent wrist like mine. Now, the other thing is that the watch is 14.5 millimeters thick. With a generously stepped and polished bezel, it actually sits fairly low on the wrist, so in terms of stack height, this one's more like a 13 millimeter thick watch. It'll actually fit under most cuffs and long sleeves, but it's not exactly a formal watch. This one is quite exuberant, and in the spirit of the motorsports that have inspired it, it sports a number of motifs that are both functional and aesthetically beautiful. Now you can see the full polished, almost scratch-resistant, scratch-free ceramic bezel. I say almost scratch-free because effectively kiln-fired high-tech ceramic is as hard as sapphire. For practical purposes, this is going to retain its handsome looks long into the future for long-wearing durability. And it's mounted on top of a forged carbon case, which I should mention the bezel effectively acts as a heat shield for. The carbon case featuring the facets of the modern Ingenieur, but with a layered carbon fiber look born of the composite material that actually composes it. Now you can see two types of carbon weave are used. There is the traditional carbon cosmetic top coat, that woven look that we're familiar with, and then there is the UD look. You can actually see the layers built up on the flank of the case, and the nice thing about that is you can actually see how it's built up layer by layer, each thread of cloth bound by a resin that's then cured in a kiln at over 450 degrees. Moreover, you can see the shocks of green that IWC deliberately places on the watch to give a little bit of relief from the all-black watch look. Now, the strap is of exceptional quality for two reasons. First and foremost, because it has a wonderful feel on the skin, and with this generous channeling on the bottom, it easily relieves any kind of grit, sweat, or moisture that would be trapped against the wrist with a conventional flush strap. Moreover, the top, which looks like a technical fabric or textile, is actually, let me get a focus on that right there. It's actually an embossed calfskin leather. That's right, what you're looking at is not a weave, it's actually leather that's been pressed to look like a weave. So when you touch it, it has that divine feel of soft calf, but a look that's part and parcel to modern motorsports, almost like a Nomex coverall. Now, moreover, the shocks of green do have a purpose. They refer to the stripes that are generally etched on the flanks of F1 rain tires. So even that is an allusion to motorsports. Now, the dial features that same motorsports theme. It's very much the modern Ingenieur look, but with a woven carbon fiber dial base. You can see it gives it almost a three-dimensional effect with a texture and a little bit of a radiance that has some of the effect of a sunburst dial in that it catches and scatters the light that hits it. Now, the dial also has beautiful depth, with fully applied and luminescent hour indices inboard of a sloped convex chapter ring that also serves as a 0 to 60 minute calibration scale. It's beautiful, and it mirrors that little shock of life, of color, of vivacity provided by the green on the strap. Now, ceramic is not just a matter of bezel composition. It also features on the crown guard and the crown assembly itself. So the crown is actually ceramic, as well as the crown guards, and the screw heads covering the titanium screws themselves are also a matte finished ceramic. The case back of the watch is a real festival for the eyes. Mechanically, It doesn't get much more interesting than this. And this is IWC's caliber 80-110. Now, released in 2005, initially as part of the reborn Ingenieur line that year, it's a 28-jewel IWC in-house movement, automatic winding in both directions. It's very refined on the wrist. It doesn't rattle like a 7750 or some unidirectional winders. It's very shock resistant thanks to the Peloton system. It's a bidirectional winding pawl-based device that IWC invented in 1950 under technical chief Albert Peloton, but what this one gives you, in addition to efficiency, is shock resistance, as this is one of the few shock-resistant automatic winding assemblies in the industry to this day. So over 60 years later, it remains a leader in the durability stakes, and that befits a watch with motorsports pretensions, as well as 12 ATM water resistance. While this is a motorsports watch, make no mistake, it's not afraid to get wet, and not just in rain conditions. This watch is a versatile one with a screw-down crown, hacking seconds, a quick-set date, and again, with the IWC manufacturer provenance, dial, case, and movement, it's all in-house. Beautifully refined. This is one for the motorsports fan, or just the devotee of oversized, stylish, and charismatic sports watches. You can see this IWC Ingenieur Automatic Carbon Performance Ceramic 46mm on our website, watchyouwant.com.